What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. If you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam, you will get bitten by an alligator. Yeah, that's right. There's an alligator under your bed right now. I'm talking to you, John, on your phone on your bed, and he will eat you unless you press the like button. Some dude named John on his bed right now is definitely freaking out. So, I didn't expect to have to make another one of these, to be honest. I really was fine letting the Karen series just fade into obscurity. I was like, you know what? I had the moment. The video's banged. It was a fun time, but it's time for me to move on. But, Karen took things a little bit far, and let's just say that she fought a different one of my neighbors. And when I mean fought, I don't mean come to my house and literally knock on my door. I mean, she honestly, no joke, fought another one of my neighbors, and I got the rundown from the woman she fought's husband, and I was like, yo, is it okay if I make a video on this? And he gave me the go-ahead as long as I change their names. So yeah, that's what you guys are getting today. Happy Friday to you guys. So Karen has basically left me alone since the last video. Things have been pretty chill, and they've been trying to sell their house. They've been like, ayo dog, I'm gonna pull my real estate agent up, everybody's gonna come through and take a gander at the house, and it's been fine. I really haven't seen them much. I haven't had much about them. But about like 2 days ago, one of the kids in the neighborhood knocked on my door and said, did you see that your neighbor got in a fight? And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, no, they didn't. Adults wouldn't fight in the street. The only person that Karen would fight in this neighborhood is me. But apparently that's not the case. So I started to look into it more because the kid was like, no, they really got in a fight. He fought this guy over there. And I'm across the street from Karen, but the person next to her husband was one of the first people that came up to me after this drama started and was like, yeah, she's kind of a witch. Who cares? We got your back. None of us dislike you. None of us care about your job. So, like, don't let her get to you. It's no big deal. And they were always super chill to me, and I was super chill to them because that's how it goes for me, dog. If you're going to be nice to me, I'll be nice to you. I ain't going to start beef for absolutely no reason. I just think that's pointless. So I go over to this dude's house, and I knock on the door, and I say, hey, is everything okay? And he goes, what did you hear? And I'm like, nothing. Some kid told me that Karen fought your wife. Is that true? And he goes, yeah, but there's more to it. Do you have a little bit? I'm like, yeah, of course, if it's okay, if you don't mind telling me the story. He's like, no, I know you've experienced how crazy she is, so I think you'll be able to relate, right? And I was like, yeah, for sure, no problem. So Karen has been trying to sell her house, right? And whenever the real estate agents come over, the kid who lives next door, this kid's son has been like outside playing and whatnot, because I guess they've been showing the house on weekends usually, because some people are busy during the week. That's just how like life goes. Have been busy during the week, so they haven't exactly had like a super easy time showing the house. And whenever people come over to see the house, the kid is playing outside. Keep in mind, this kid is maybe 10. Like, he's a younger kid, young enough to where he can like ride his bike outside and it's not weird, but you know, he's not like 17 years old, okay? This is a kid. So the 10-year-old kid has been riding his bike outside whenever people come to see the house, which, who cares, man? If you're buying a house in a neighborhood, surprise, you don't get to pick who lives next to you. There might be a child living on your street. In fact, chances are pretty good there's a child who lives on your street, right? So no big deal. Whenever people come see the house, apparently there's this kid outside, and the kid doesn't talk to the people coming to see the house. He's just outside. And I guess Karen feels like their house should have sold faster because it's been, what, 3 weeks now since they put it up for sale, and nobody has tried to buy the house from them. Now, I think that's because what they're asking for the house is way too high. They are asking double what I paid for my house, and it's across the street, and I bought it like 2 months before they're selling it. So they're already tripping if they think that they're actually going to get what they're asking for. That's why it's not selling. But Karen is convinced there's a deeper reason as to why their house isn't selling fast enough, all right? She is convinced that when people come over to see the house, the little kid playing outside is making buyers not want to buy the house. And Karen, I understand you're a delusional bat, but trust me when I say this, nobody who's going to buy a house in a neighborhood is going to be like, ugh, we would have bought that house for double what the other houses around it are selling for, but that stupid kid was on a bike. I can't buy a house where kids ride bikes. What do I look like, a poor person? That's just not something that people think of, okay? Not to mention the kid is 10 or 11 years old. It's not like he's a 17-year-old standing outside like, if you move in, I promise you that I'll break your windows every night. But regardless, Karen is convinced that somehow, some way, this kid riding his bike is a problem for her trying to sell her house, right? So I guess this weekend, it's now Friday, but last Saturday, when people are coming to see the house, Karen goes outside when this kid is just riding his bike, minding his own damn business, like literally keeping to himself, no beef, not trying to catch the smoke from Karen, and in the slightest, like literally nothing at all. And I guess she goes up to him and basically says, "You're not allowed to play outside until these people leave. Do you understand me? You're causing me so many problems. You're not letting me sell my house. It's disgusting. I can't believe your parents would let you get away with this." And the kid, who is like 11, is like, "Okay," and goes inside, obviously upset because some old neighbor lady just screamed at him and told him that he's the reason she can't sell her house. Like, bruh, I think if I would have been 11 and getting screamed at by some old woman, "You're the reason I can't sell my house," I would have been scared too. So whatever. He goes inside and tells his mom, like, "Oh, I can't play outside." And she's like, "Who told you that you can't play outside, right?" And he's like, "Oh, the neighbor did." And she's like, What happened?" So I guess the kid tells her the story that he was just chilling, riding his bike, minding his own business. And the neighbor came out and was like, "You can't ride here. You're making it hard for me to sell my house." And the mom had enough and was like, no one's going to talk to my son like that. And moms defending their kid are the scariest people of all time. Like, mama bear reflexes are a thing. If you mess with a mom's kid, you are going to catch the fade. It is 100% guaranteed. So obviously this kid is upset. He just got screamed at for like doing nothing but playing outside. And she's like, "No, you can go play outside." And the kid, I guess, was like scared. He's like, "I don't want to go outside. I don't want her to yell at me." So the mom at this point is like, "My kid is not going to be afraid to play outside. I'm sorry. I don't care how important you think selling your house is. You're not going to make a child afraid to ride their bike in front of their own house. Like, if you do that, you're an evil person." Yes, Karen is an evil wench. We all know this. This is not new. This is like, everybody knows that Karen is in fact a wackadoodle with a weird obsession with just doing things that make her look like a psychopath. So the mom decides that she's gonna go over and confront Karen. And sure enough, Karen is standing outside waiting for the people she's showing her house to like show up and walk through the house or whatever. And she goes, "Karen, did you really tell my kid that he can't play outside?" And Karen condescendingly was like, "Yes, because it's his fault that my house isn't selling. And when your son is inside afraid to play outside because some old lady yelled at him, anything that she says, you're not going to take any BS for." So she goes, "No, your house isn't selling because you're asking a ridiculous price for it. We all know it. You're asking like twice what our houses are worth. Nobody is going to buy it." And she looks at the mom of the kid who she made cry and goes, "Well, some of us actually have class and take care of our houses, and that's why ours is worth more. You and your trailer trash family who ride their bikes outside can go elsewhere if you really think it's going to be a problem." First of all, how is it trailer trash to ride a bike, bro? Like, what do you mean? What do you want an 11-year-old to do? Your 11-year-old doesn't have a Prius, okay? So therefore, he's garbage. Like, the kid he's riding his bike. He's a child. And also, how is it trailer trash to let your child ride a bike? Like, Karen's kids, you know, when they were little, "Mom, I want to ride the bike." "Listen, Jeremy, do you want to look trashy, huh? You want to make mom and dad look bad, huh? You disgusting little turd. You want to ride a bike? What do we look like? What do we look like? Do you want to make me proud or do you want me to hate you? Because right now, I want to punch you in the face. Don't ever say you want to ride a bike again." Like, what do you expect little kids to do? Of course they're going to want to ride a bike. What type of dumb situation? Like, it just makes no sense why she was so mad. But obviously, the mom, now, not only is her kid inside upset thinking that he's not allowed to play outside because some lady is screaming at him, but on top of that, just got insulted and told that she's trailer trash for trying to simply ask her why she told her kid that he wasn't allowed to play outside. So she retorts back to Karen and says something along the lines of, loosely translated and with swear words taken out so that way this video stays monetized, "Karen, nobody likes you. You do nothing but cause problems on this neighborhood, and now you're making kids feel unsafe to play outside, you miserable wench. I genuinely hope that you get hit by a semi-truck that is labeled too big for TV, and as it slowly runs over you, you do nothing but scream in agony." That's loosely translated. I don't really know if any of that was said, but basically her and Karen go back and forth, throwing some mom beef out there, all right? Somebody disses somebody's snickerdoodles, somebody disses somebody's ability to take care of an ouchie, you know, just stuff that moms do when they're beefing. I don't know. I'm not a mom. I've never beefed with a mom, but I'm assuming, well, I guess I have beefed with a mom, but like, you know what I mean? I've never seen a mom rap battle go down, all right? I've never seen a mom versus mom action fight. So, pew, 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 they're swinging on each other. Snickerdoodles. Pew, pew, oh, no. You make crappy cupcakes. Your kid's birthday parties suck. Like, I'm doing my best impersonation, but you guys get the idea. Basically, apparently they're going back and forth, and Karen, I guess, has had enough, because what happens next is what takes things too far. I guess Karen, and this is on their security footage, which I don't have access to because I don't own their house, you know. I wasn't going to be like, yo, let me cop that security footage so I can get some mad YouTube clout, you know. Like, I feel like that's just odd. Yeah, I really couldn't have asked for that. But apparently, Karen pushed the other girl and said, get off my property, even though they were standing in the middle of the street. And this girl obviously is not too pleased with the pushing and goes and just punches Karen in the face. And I know what you're thinking. Ryan, violence is never the answer. It's always bad to be violent. And you know what? Usually I'd agree with you. But Karen, you know, if anybody deserves to get punched in the face repeatedly, it's Karen. I ain't even going cap. I don't hope anybody gets punched in the face. But did it make me feel a little good to know that Karen got her comeuppance and punched in the face? All right, a small amount. Yes, I was more than thrilled about it. So now these two moms are fisticuffing. They're throwing hands. They're trading blows. At one point, I'm pretty sure somebody got a metal folding chair just for good measure to make sure that it was a straight-up WWE mom wrestling match, right? And after a bit, the people who are coming to buy Karen's house pull up and see the owner of a house in fisticuffs with their neighbor, which does not bode well. You see, that is a reason they probably wouldn't want to buy your house. Your neighbor fights you on a daily basis? Yeah, maybe not trying to live by you. And obviously they don't know the backstory of like Karen's attitude or whatnot. All they know is that they pulled up and the neighbor is fighting the owner of the house, which is definitely not a good look, which in turn makes Karen even more furious. And she starts trying to explain to the people buying her house the situation with the neighbors, which, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what I would do. Imagine you're house shopping, right? You're about to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a property, right? You're like, I'm gonna live here. I'm gonna have myself a nice life. You hop out the car to see what you're about to buy. And there's a crying lady who's swinging on her neighbor saying, you don't understand, my neighbors are crazy. You don't understand, my neighbors are crazy. I think I would do a very smart thing, which is get back in my car, drive home, eat a solid bagel, and never think about it again. I don't know. That's just what I would do. Regardless, we were just straight billing and chilling. I'm listening to this story. At this point, I'm slack-jawed, and her husband goes, oh, but it gets worse. And I'm like, how does it get worse from your wife fisticussing somebody across the street? So obviously, Karen being the Karen who has called the police on me for, I don't know, existing, called the police on Cyrus for, I don't know, existing, did what any fair-mannered, may I talk to your manager haircut-having person would do, and went inside and called the police. Now, something very important to understand here is the wife of the kid who was riding the bike had got inside and went to her husband and said, I just fought the neighbor. At which point her husband said, what neighbor? And the wife said, who do you think? And obviously had been in a fight, like scratch marks all over. Everybody got wrecked, all right? The wife had scratch marks. Karen had scratch marks. I'm pretty sure at one point somebody bit somebody's ankle, all right? I'm not really sure what was going on. The taste of human flesh was exchanged, but I'm being told the story. I wish I would have witnessed it. That would have been sick. It would have been a WWE SmackDown Double X collateral moment that I would have very much enjoyed to have been a part of. That way I could say, when my grandkids ask me what's the coolest thing you ever seen, that I saw two moms throwing fisticuffs in front of my house. I feel like that's just an experience that I wish I would have been able to have at one point. But hey, you know, maybe I'll get to knock it off my bucket list another time. So now is where things get crazy. The police roll up, and obviously it's not a good situation. The mom of the kid who was riding the bike doesn't want to get involved. Basically tells the officers, look, I don't want to press charges. It's not that big of a deal. Can we just drop it? And Karen is like, you need to take her to jail immediately. She must be arrested. She's a danger to society. You ever seen GTA? You ever seen GTA, officer? This lady is trying to play GTA in real life. This is not a joke. This is not a scam. If she is not immediately removed from the premise, I will do my absolute best to make sure she is continuously and repeatedly sued to the fullest extent of the law, officer. Do you understand me? So the officers are kind of like, what happened? And at this point, the husband is like, yeah, you're more than welcome to see the security footage. It probably got it because the way their camera was angled, it like angles into the street where you can see in front of Karen's house. And so they're watching it, and sure enough, they see Karen swing first, all right? Karen was the first person who shoved them, and that's how it works. If you shove someone and they attack you back, the police go, man, She was just defending herself, Your Honor. Nothing bad was done here. Everything's fantastic. You're more than welcome to double dap, slap crap out of each other when somebody swings first. I don't really know how the law works, okay? But if that's how it works, then that's how it works. It's just gonna be like that sometimes, occasionally. So there I was, barbecue sauce on my titty. Now, real talk, as soon as the cops say to Karen, well, you were the one who swung first, so technically, if anyone's going to jail, it's you, her tune completely changed. She goes to the neighbor and she's like, you know, I'm so sorry, I guess we could resolve this privately. And the wife is like, dog, you were just the one who was saying that I needed to go to prison because I deserve to be arrested. And now, once the cops say, yeah, that's not how it's gonna work, you're gonna be the one to go to jail. Now you want to play nice and say that we should just resolve it? How about this? You ever look at my kid again, ever, and I will have assault charges pressed on you immediately. Do you understand me? And Karen is like, oh, yes, I totally understand. It was wrong of me to yell at your kid, and I'm so sorry, da-da-da-da-da. Because as soon as Karen was going to get in trouble and actually face consequences for her actions one time, her tune completely changed. And the family just didn't want to press charges, all right? It's a long legal battle. You got to be responsible for, like, taking a mom away from a family. That's not anything you want on your conscience. So I don't blame them for being like, nah, dog, we just ain't going to deal with this right now. It's aight. It be like that sometimes. Occasionally, you just got to do what you got to do to make sure your family's balling. And you know what? I respect it. I don't think I necessarily want to send somebody to jail either. I think that would be hard to deal with. So Karen is like, I'm gonna never talk to your kid again. Whatever. No beef, no problem. Okay? And as you can tell, there's still more to the video. So yeah, it gets crazy. I guess Karen's husband was gone for a bit because the next thing that is an update is a knock on the door probably 2 hours later, during which, this gets cringe, bro. This is pretty cringe, bro. He knocks on the door. The husband of the wife who got in the fight answers and says hello, and he's like, why can't you control your wife? It's your job to control your wife. Why is she attacking my wife? Do you think it's appropriate for your wife to be fighting people in the middle of the street? It's disgusting. I always knew that you guys were like bringing down the class of our neighborhood, but I can't believe it would happen. I always defended you when my wife would say you were trashy, which, okay, listen, I am not living in Bougieville, California, all right? Like, my neighborhood's nice. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not living in Compton or anything, but, like, okay, I am not living in Bougieville. I do not know what they're talking about with you're bringing down the class of a neighborhood. I live in the suburbs, the most normal suburbs of all time. It's not like everybody here is Bill Gates building Microsoft, all right? That's just not true. So I don't know why they come at everybody calling them trashy as like, oh, you're trashy. Dude, we live in a neighborhood, all right? Like, we're not living in the hills. We're not living in mansions, okay? Like, it's just not like that. It's just not. So, obviously, like, the husband of the wife is like, whoa, dude, chillax. Did your wife not tell you what the cops said? He goes, he told me that you guys lied to the cops and told them that she was the one that attacked you, and we all know that that's just untrue. And he's like, look, your wife attacked my wife. I will beat you up if you do not step away immediately. And I guess Karen's husband at this point kind of realizes that the husband of this is way bigger than him, so there isn't really a way that he's gonna win this fight. Like, it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry, it's just not. Like, if he would have fought, that would have been a classic. So, yeah, Karen fought my neighbor because she tried to kick his kid, or her kid, off of the bike path, like, not even the bike path, bro. Tried to say that he couldn't ride his bike in front of his house because it was the reason why she couldn't sell her house. And to be honest, I don't think I would want to buy a house from Karen because I feel like all that bad energy stacks up, you know? It's not a good thing if the person you're buying your house from is a wackadoodle who is capable of basically nothing but evil doing and making people hate her. So, Karen, if you're watching this, I hope your house never sells, okay? Because it's one thing to harass me, all right? It's one thing to try to get me kicked out of my house, get my channel shut down, take away my livelihood. Oh my God, you are a bad person. It's another thing to attack an 11-year-old for riding his bike. Like, you're just an evil person. I really do not understand why you felt the need to tell a child he couldn't ride his bike. I hope your house never gets sold. I hope you have to live here so long that I end up moving. And in my place, another YouTuber who you hate moves in, just so that way you are unhappy for such a long period of time that your miserable existence continues forever. I want you to survive solely on hatred. I know what you guys are thinking. Wow, Ryan, that's an absurdly strong feeling to have. But you gotta understand, this lady has made my life miserable, and now she's attacking children and fighting people when they don't like that she's attacking children. I get it. I've made fun of kids on the internet. Sometimes kids be cringy. But I don't go up to kids riding their bike down the street, stick a stick in their tire, make them fall off and break their face, and then go, lol, why you so cringe, bro? But yeah, guys, there's an update on Karen. I really thought the saga was gonna be over. If you guys are new and haven't seen the rest of my issues with this neighbor, I'll put a link to the playlist with literally every other video I've made on it down below. There's a lot. It's a long list. It's pretty long, but regardless, guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the support on the recent videos. The Kyle videos have done incredible. Every video recently has done really well, and I just wanted to say thank you. Yeah, I mean, I hope I don't have to make another Karen video. I'm only gonna do it if something equally crazy happens, which I hope it doesn't. But yeah, if you enjoyed, follow me on Instagram at Scrubby. Follow me on Twitter at Scrubby_69. And if you're really, really, really interested in supporting the channel, head over to gfuel.com and buy some G Fuel using code Scrubby, because that hoe is 30% off for the next couple days. But on that note, have a beautiful day. Today's notification shout out goes to It's Pluto. Big shout out to you for having on notifications. If you want a notification shout out, turn on notifications, send me a screenshot to my Instagram at Scrubby, and I promise that you'll get a shout out maybe if I notice it, which I have a lot of DMs, so I don't really know. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'm out. Peace.